Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your boy, the SeanDavieWay Show. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in and tap that bell if you would like to be notified of all of our future content. Today, I bring you a story on a woman who came forward to expose her boyfriend after dating for 5 years, who was sending her daughter explicit messages and asking her, a 10-year-old, for sexual favors. The mother's name is Tiara Christie, and she came forward with this post on Facebook along with screenshots. I was with this Inna for 5 years, and he been around my daughter since she was 5 years old. I can believe that he would all of a sudden take an actual interest in my daughter. It disgusts me that she came to me crying about how he doesn't talk to her like she's a kid anymore. He's been trying to get her to be an adult and do actual things with her because she's older now. This type of betrayal from him, I will never understand or forgive the disgusting arse family that stands by him and calls my child a liar. Can all go to hell with him. Y'all can all get hands and feet about my daughter. At the end of the day, he violated a little girl who literally just turned 10 last month in February. She trusted him and loved him. I will never understand how anybody can be a mother and not believe their child. I believe my baby, no matter what. I don't give a how nobody feel. You really can't trust nobody around your kids, and it's sad, scary AF, like who talks to a child they claim they love like this? I'm just disgusted. Trigger warning, she also posts screenshots of the conversations that disgusted her that her boyfriend of 5 years was having with her now 10-year-old daughter. The messages read, he says to her, "You want me to lay in there with you or you fine?" The young lady responds and says, "I'm fine." The man responds and says, "Okay, I'm just bored. I hate when mommy go to work. I'll be having nothing to do at all." "What you doing?" The young lady responds, "Watching TikTok, looking for things to do." He responds, "Like fun stuff?" The young lady responds and says, "Yeah." The man responds with a question and says, "Did you ever get HEAD before?" The young lady responds and says, "Why?" The man responds and says, "Just asking." The young lady responds and says, "No, because I don't like boys." The man responds and says, "Getting HEAD is something girls and boys do. It's just when a tongue is going up and down on your Virginia." We all know what he means by Virginia. The young lady responds and says, "Oh." He responds and says, "I'm not trying to get you to do." He responds and says, "I'm not trying to get you to like boys. I'm just trying to give you some HEAD so you can know what it feels like. It's just my tongue licking your stuff. Don't you want to try? I won't tell anyone if you won't tell anyone. If you don't like it, I'll stop." The young lady responds and says, "I don't really want to do that." He responds and says, "Come on, lie. Give it a try. I'll do whatever you want and get you whatever you want. Don't be scared." The young lady responds and says, "No, I don't want to because that will make me feel uncomfortable, and I am only 10 years old. I'm not fully an adult, so no." He responds and says, "It's not going to make you feel uncomfortable. You're going to be doing it soon, but okay, leave you alone and just let mommy know you be watching nasty stuff." The young lady responds and says, "But I don't watch that stuff anymore, and I don't like that stuff. It's nasty. And I just want to chill. I don't want to do stuff like that because it makes me feel weird and uncomfortable." He responds, "We only got one life to live, lie. Just try it. If you don't like it, I'll leave you alone. Deal?" The young lady responds, "No, I don't want to. Please stop asking me. Just ask mommy. She's an adult. You can ask mommy when she come back, but not me. That's not appropriate. You're actually making me scared." He responds, "You don't have to be scared of me, lie. I won't do anything to you without your permission. You said leave you alone. I will leave you alone. Just delete the messages." She responds, "Okay." He responds, "Sorry for bothering you. About to just watch There is a lot to unpack with this situation, and I will definitely give commentary on these text messages. I don't want to confuse you because there is a lot of information. So we're going to go right into when the mother, Lainey or Tiara, found out about what happened to her daughter. So her daughter came to her crying and letting her know that she felt uncomfortable by her stepfather, if you will, making advances and things on her and not speaking to her as if she is a child anymore. So the mother looks at the messages, and when she does, she is flabbergasted and disgusted by what he had been stating to her daughter. Now, in the messages, he did tell the young lady lie to remove the messages or to delete the messages. And I'm glad she didn't. She's a very smart and brave young lady to make sure that she let somebody know how uncomfortable she felt. So I believe that her mother is a good mother, because if her daughter decided to come and show her that and let her know what was going on, then that means that she trusts her mom, that her mom have had these conversations with her. Because again, there's a lot of victims that say nothing and the behavior gets worse to where the essay starts, and it could be prevented if something is said prior. So kudos to this young lady, and we are very proud of her for saying something to her mother, and I'm glad her mother did react instead of allowing that to happen or pushing it to the side. There are two men that stay in the household, and that is stated in the messages between Lainey and Jahlil that we're about to get into right now. And Jahlil, of course, is stating that he is innocent, that he did nothing of the sort, that he never sent any of those messages, that it had to be someone else or someone else had his phone because everyone in the house has his passcode. So he's stating that I never sent her those messages. They came from somebody else, blase, blase. So he goes on his Facebook and he puts up all of the messages between himself and Lainey, which will be Lai's mother. And this is what they read. So when Lainey / Tiara finds out what was going on between her daughter and her boyfriend, this is what happened. She sends him a message and says, "You need to leave. You can't be here when she gets out." Jahlil responds, "What the F did I do? It's not me. I'ma call my mom." Lainey responds, "Okay, I'll wait for her." Jahlil responds, "I'ma leave your house. I'm just waiting for my mom to pull up. This is really crazy. I can't believe you think I would stoop that low." Lainey responds, "So you calling my daughter a liar?" Jahlil responds, "I'm not calling her a liar. What I'm saying to you is I didn't write those messages." Lainey responds, "So I'm supposed to put a man before my kid? What kind of person you think I am?" Jahlil responds, "My phone is connected to 2 items, Azaya's tablet. I gave her an old phone I don't have anymore because it's broke." Lainey responds, "I don't F around with that ish like that. Who else would know I'm going to work in the morning?" Jahlil responds, "I can't believe you think I wrote those messages." Lainey responds, "Who else would text like that? Inna, you cursed me out enough for me to know how you talk. I'm not leaving my daughter hanging until this ish is solved. I'm not having no school look at me crazy." Jahlil responds, "I know you know how I talk, but on Jameer's ashes, I would never write no ish like that to a child." Lainey responds, "Jahlil, you complain about being bored all the time. That's exactly what you said in the text. And the crazy thing is, you hurt her feelings with all that ish you said about never wanting kids. Then I see all these messages. Like nothing you saying making ish make sense." Jahlil responds, "I understand. I wouldn't want anybody looking at you any type of way, but I didn't write those messages. Jelania, I'm not mad at you right now, just hurt you would think I would write that. I don't know what to do or how to feel right now. I'm hurt beyond words. This is happening to me right now." Lainey responds, "You really want me to ask her some ish like that after what the F I read?" Jahlil responds, "Yes, because I never did anything to lie. I never even came off to her that way. I never laid in her bed. I never texted her in that way, and I never looked at her like that. I always tell her to put clothes on. Please ask her I would never do no ish like that. Somebody had to have my phone. Ain't no way I'm talking to a little kid like that. Are effing insane? I'm not an effing P word. Lainey responds, who the F was it then? Cause we on mere arse to y'all the only two innas who would be in the house. He responds, Jahlil, everybody in the house know my passcode. If I ever did some ish like that, why lie? Ain't been tell you she been with you alone plenty of times. Lainey responds, you acting like I ain't have a whole DYFS case. I could lose my child. Jahlil responds, you really don't believe anything I'm saying, and it's crazy everybody in the house know my password to every have. You act like I wasn't with you through it. Lainey responds, why would they be reading y'all messages? Jahlil responds, like, why would I risk my freedom like this? Why would I destroy my name? You really hurting me with this one. I thought you loved me. You really got me down for some ish like this is tea killing me inside. I left out your house. I'm sitting in the hallway. This ish is unbelievable. Lainey responds, your freedom? What cop did I call? I came here peacefully. I was in tears before I got here. Jahlil responds, I'ma do what I asked me to do and pack my stuff and leave your house because you don't believe me. She responds, Lainey, it's crazy all of you thinking about yourself. Jahlil responds, no, I'm not. I'm hurting. I don't know what to do. Lainey responds, F my daughter, right? It's always F us. Jahlil responds, you told me to go. Lainey responds, you called your family, but you ain't do nothing. Cool. Jahlil responds, I didn't do anything. I've been nothing but loving and caring to both of y'all. Lainey responds, you better hope I don't call the cops since you want to take it there. Jahlil responds, I called them because you calling me a P word. I don't know what to do. This never happened to me before. Lainey responds, have your whole family come. I promise you, everybody gonna regret it. Jahlil responds, what are you talking about? This my name on the line right now. Lainey responds, now everybody calling me, I got something for you since you want to take it there. Jahlil responds, you think I will really do some ish like this? It's driving me insane. Lainey responds, since you want to involve everyone, I'ma do the same. Side note of this part one. Now, let me explain why I stopped it here is because this is when I believe that Lainey / Tierra, the mother of this young lady, decided to bring this to the forefront, like on Facebook and other places, so that it was publicly known what Jahlil was trying to do to her daughter. Jahlil called his family because she told him that he had to leave, that he couldn't be in her house anymore with these conversations that she found that he was having with her daughter. So Jahlil's mother and sister decided to defend him by contacting Lainey / Tierra, the mother, and basically like threatening her and calling her out, saying that they're put hands and feet and stuff on her because she was lying on their brother and son, which would be Jahlil. So Lainey gets upset because of the involvement of other people, because Lainey feels like, hey, I'm not involving anybody in this, so I don't see why you are. I haven't talked to anybody about this situation but you. Now, I know the number one question for the majority of the people that is listening to this video is, why didn't she call the police? She had an open case with child protection, and her daughter was almost taken from her before. So this is her feeling like CPS may take her child because they may hold her responsible for what her boyfriend was trying to do to her daughter. So I'm assuming that the mother was looking at it like this: I would rather you just get out of my house and stay as far away from me as possible and never come back around my child than me get the police involved in this to where my child may be taken away from my home because they don't feel like I can keep her safe. Now, again, regardless, I feel that the police should have been involved. I'm just saying, I think that that's where her mindset was when she heard this information. Like, oh my goodness, I've already been through a case before. He knows I went through a case before. He even admitted admitted in the messages that, yes, I was there, I went through it with you, and whatnot. So it's like, if you know all of this stuff about this woman, why would you place her in this position to where she may have to go through that all over again? And the end result this time be that they take the child out of the home permanently. Another thing to unpack. Jahlil says that he's innocent. He says that he did not text that young lady those messages. He is a full-fledged lie, and you can tell by the messages. So I don't even see why Lainey, the mother, was even given this conversation any energy when he was saying that he's innocent, that he didn't do it. It's because of what was being said. It's not how he's talking. It's what he is saying. In the messages, he says he gets bored when mommy goes to work. So he is the only person in that household looked at as a stepfather. So even if another man was in the house messaging Lainey's daughter those messages, it wouldn't have been from a father's perspective. So that's how you know right there, bullseye, that these messages came from him. Even the young lady said, ask my mommy to do that with her. And he never said anything about like, oh, I'm not dating your mom, or I'm not with your mom. Your mom will say no because, your Jahlil goes with your mom. No, none of that stuff was ever said. So this is proof that the conversation was between Jahlil and Lai. So he can't clean this up in any way, shape, or form. So with the gaslighting and telling Lainey/Tiara, the mother, that he loves her, oh, I can't believe that you would think that I would do something like this. Why would I risk my freedom? He also said in the messages that the young lady should delete the messages so that her mother does not see them. Again, given away the fact that you are the one in the home that are sending her these messages. If the mother is leaving her at home with you writing her and saying, do you want me to come lay in the bed with you? And I get bored when mommy goes to work. You're letting us know right then and there who is the pursuer. You, the father, the stepfather, is pursuing this young woman. Also, the text messages state daddy, okay? The contact for the person that is contacting her says DADDY. That is you, Jahlil. Another thing I found off-putting was that he stated in the messages, like trying to bribe the young lady and blackmail her with gifts, and he'll buy her whatever she wants. And also her watching PORN. Now, he stated in the messages that she was watching it and that she had got caught watching it and that he was going to tell her mom basically that she was watching it again. The young lady Lai responded and says, I don't watch that anymore. So I'm feeling like there was a GROOMING tactic right here into tricking the young woman to watch PORN. Because why bring that up at all? If you know that she was watching that, if she was watching it on her own, like out of her own curiosity, and the mother found out that she was watching it and reprimanded her for it, and you knew as well because the mother confided in you and told you that the young lady was watching PORN, I don't believe that it was the daughter turning 10 that made him feel like he could approach her like that. I feel that it was her watching PORN. I think that made him feel like, oh, okay, well, if she's watching it, then she's ready to do it. So I'm going to try to groom her into letting me do certain things to her. And it starts with smaller things and then they gradually grow to others. So he started off with trying to appease her and making her feel like, oh, well, I'm just going to do this little thing to you and I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. But if you don't, I'll stop. He wanted her permission to do it because then it's easier for his secret to be kept. If he does it without her permission, then it's a higher probability that she is going to say something. So I found it weird that the mother was not calling that out. Like, why did you say anything about her watching the PORN? Like, did you show her it? Did you trick her by going into the phone and watching certain things? So then when she went and watched the phone or used the phone to play on it or watch TikTok or something, if she goes to the Safari, into the internet search engines, a lot of that stuff is going to pop up already on its own. So were you like tricking her, into watching these things so that you could see if she was ready for you to pursue her sexually? Another thing, I feel that people are being really hard on the mother because she was still having conversations with him and speaking with him after finding out what she found out. Even in a negative tone, people still don't feel like she should be speaking to him. This is real life. She was in a 5-year relationship with this man, and you can't just turn feelings off. She chose her daughter, and that's all that matters. She did not let him stay around. She did not tell her daughter that she didn't believe her or anything like that. This is what you are supposed to do. So I don't feel that people should be discouraging this mother any more than they already have. Again, she did not call the police right away out of fear. She's not calling the police because she don't want him to go to jail. She didn't call the police because she didn't want her daughter to get taken. And that is a natural fear to have when you've already been dealing with CPS and whatnot. They do look for reasons to take your children. So I understand that. But I also feel that she should still contact authorities. What happened was out of her control. She did nothing wrong. And I don't feel that her daughter did anything wrong either. So again, she loved this man. She was in a relationship with him for 5 years. That is still a long time. And it's not as easy to let go. Feelings are not a switch. You find out that he was allegedly doing and trying to pursue your child. And what you're supposed to do is cut that person off. Yeah, but it's not an easy decision, meaning if he wouldn't have done that, then they would still be together, right? So how does she just be like, all right, I'm done with you. I hate you. I this, I that. Yeah, she may say those things, but it's the complete opposite. She still loves him. She still wants to be with him. All of those things. He was unemployed. I mean, that's real love right there. You let a dude stay in your house all day long and he don't work and he ain't fitting the bills and stuff like that. Yeah, there has to be something strong that you feel that you would allow him to do as such. You at work working hard while he's at home hardly working. So yeah, I don't feel that people should be so hard on her. She chose her daughter, and that's all that matters. Nothing else matters. How she chooses to deal with him after this, it's going to take time. You know, again, feelings are not a switch. You can't just turn the switch off. Even getting her out of his home and saying that she don't want to be together anymore does not mean that she does not still love him. That is all for part 1. There is so much to unpack with this story. And there's also deleted messages that Jahlil deleted that was recovered from the tablet. And we're going to get into that in part 2. I hope you enjoyed. Until then, I'm praying for Lainey/Tierra and her daughter Lai. I hope everything is okay with them. Again, you did the right thing. You got away from him. I still think that the authorities should be involved. The police do need to be called because the only reason he did not SA this young lady is because she said no. If she would have said yes, then he would have SA'd her. So that does make him the P word. He is exactly that. Because you didn't get a chance to act on your desire does not mean that you are not just as guilty. I love you all. Until the next video. Bye.